Northern leaders have expressed displeasure over President Bola Tinubu's declaration that there will be no reversal on the controversial tax reform bills. The leaders, comprising members of the National Assembly, the League of Northern Democrats, and the Northern Elders Forum, criticized the president's firm position, describing it as unilateral and devoid of inclusive consultations. This is coming after the maiden media chat held on Monday in Lagos by the president, who acknowledged that the bills might not be embraced by everyone, but maintained that there was no turning back on them, stressing that the tax reform bills were necessitated by the need to eliminate colonial-based assumptions in the nation's tax environment. Lawmaker representing Nasarawa South Senatorial District, Senator Mohammed Onawo, said the president must allow the National Assembly members to perform their duties without undue interference from other arms of government, and stressed the importance of adhering to due legislative procedures, adding that as a former legislator, the president should respect the established process. Also commenting on the issue, Senator Ibrahim Gobert, who represented Sokoto East in the 9th Assembly, accused Tinubu of playing politics of tribalism with the tax reform bills. On his part, the Northern Elders Forum said Tinubu's declaration that the tax reform bills are here to stay undermines the principle of democracy. The spokesman for the NEF, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, cautioned Tinubu against causing a crisis between the executive and legislative arms of government. Amy, what do you make of Tinubu still insisting on the tax reform bill despite outcries and outrage from the northern region of the country?
I said one thing in your radio station, was it last week? When I said that if you are elected in the Nigeria contest, if you are elected, whether at the presidential level, the governorship level, or the local government chairman level, whatever level you are elected, as long as you are elected, you are meant to perform two major roles. Number one rule is rule administration. Then number two is managerial pact. Rule administration, the rules are there for you to implement already, which is implementation of law and all that. But the managerial part is what you have for the society. I see Nigeria today. What are my aspirations? What are my dreams? What is my vision for the Nigeria state? How do I want to see Nigeria? Do I want a Nigeria to become a consuming nation, a nation that produces nothing but hope to get loan for them to fund themselves and live an extravagant life, and they end everybody shall hunger and all that? Or I want a society where the people will become productive at the 3 tiers of God. That is the managerial level. So you will now have to define that and move everybody towards that direction. It's not an easy path. It's not an easy path to do, because you will need to shape in the interests of the people. So as a president today, if you think that living a life of unproductivity will not lead Nigeria to any Eldorado, then you say that we must produce. That is the only way and path to save this nation. Then you must enforce and do everything possible, including lobbying, your politicking. You must be resilient and all that to ensure that you push that idea through. People will resist that idea. Nigerians, we are very resistant to whatever that is even good to us. So I tell you, that is our nature. As long as we are not familiar with that, because of our fears, we don't always want to try new things, but we want to live a better life. We don't want to make the sacrifices, but we want to become the great person.
Well, let me ask you, Amy, what is your view on the tax reform bill?
That is where I'm going. Now, a man is not telling you that relying on these colonial laws that at a time they were functional, they were best, they were good for the Nigeria state. But as we are today, these things are unsuitable. We have been doing one thing the same way every year, year in, year out, and it's leading us nowhere. So why don't we reform the system and try to create a new path for us to follow and see if we can get to a better enjoyment? or a better development. This is what President Bola Tinubu is insisting now. How do you see a state, some people you will sit back, believing that you have allocation from FAC, that you are relying, you don't want to do anything. Every state in Nigeria is blessed. Every state is blessed. We have abundant mineral resources. I tell you, there are so many mineral resources that are untapped. And we have some governors that are very lazy. We have some members of government that are very lazy. They believe that if Party A, 1999, they were there, and all they did was to grab and share. You come there, share. You carry your own, I carry my own. We go home, we squander, we come. Is it not in my time that you now come to stop that sharing? I will not allow you. So it must not work. Is it not in my time that you will now say that we should expend certain amount of the revenue that we are supposed to share into investment to produce? We will now have that patient to wait. These people, did they wait? In their own time, they didn't wait. They were just sharing. So my own time, we must share. So it must not work. It's anti-north. It's anti-south. It's anti-east. Oh, why that consultation is not there?
Are you saying that the fears of northern leaders, that their fears are unfounded? Is that what you're saying?
Loresha, what is the tax reform talking about? There are certain concessions for business enterprises, right? Then it is not telling you that the time has come.
The major issue is not the concession for business enterprises. The major issue is not the reduction of personal income tax and removal of personal income tax for low-income earners. The issue for northern leaders is centered around VAT.
The VAT, that is where I'm going now. The VAT has to do with consumption. It's consumption tax.
Yes.
Right? Now, the more you consume, the more you will get. This is what the tax is saying in a simple terms.
Value added tax.
Yes, the more you consume, the more you will get. In other words, the more you enable, you create an enabling environment for people to consume in your state, the more money you will get. So for you to create that enabling environment, it means you must go into production. You must attract investment. So if you have, for an example, Loresha B&B business, right? If you have it in one other state, and you like what is the fund that is coming out from that Loresha B&B enterprise, what stop you from approaching the same Loresha as a governor, as even a senator, whatever? You say, come, let's come to my state. Come and put this thing here. We will buy from you, and people will buy from you. And Loresha comes and set up that business in my state. People will consume that product, right? And VAT will be there. It will mean that there will be more money for the state government, isn't it? So what is bad in it? Some people believe that some of these products,
some of the products
are consumed more in certain areas.
Yes, and probably, for example, I think one of the controversial conversations around this is centered around consumption of alcohol. Right, and you know, in some of the northern states that is deep into Sharia, alcohol consumption is not allowed to a large extent. Now, one would say in the southern states, alcohol consumption is really, really higher. And when you look at the income, the VAT that comes from alcohol consumption alone, that sector, it's huge. It's mind-boggling. So now, these states have been enjoying, whatever it is that comes, but now that is going to be based on consumption and not residents of headquarters, where the states are headquartered. But now it will be based on the consumption of whatever in each state. It appears to be a problem.
They will not benefit from the money that will be generated from the consumption of that alcohol. Is it not the same?
So which means,
now,
okay, go
our
ahead.
people have a saying that if you forbid a thing, don't bite it with your teeth. Now, you say you forbid this thing, but you want to eat the proceed. It means you are not actually forbidding that. You are just an hypocrite, a pretender. Because if you say you forbid this thing, you don't need to share in it. You should keep away from whatever has to do with it. You expect other people to consume and die, according to you, it's a sin. So other people should continue to perpetrate themselves in that sin, right? And the sin should destroy them. But whatever come from that sin,
Positive.
whatever come from that sin that is good, you should benefit from it. Is that not hypocrisy? A wicked form of hypocrisy. The thing now is this: if you like the money from consumption of alcohol, allow your people to consume alcohol. It's simple. If you want to enjoy the VAT from alcohol, then allow your state to sell, consume alcohol, so that you can still get the money the South or whatever state is getting. This is a simple thing. And this is why the president is telling you it has come to stay. You must produce for you to eat. Even a biblical book say, a biblical word say, if you do not work, you should not eat. Even in the Quran, there are portions of the Quran that emphasizing hard work. Quran promote hard work. Quran promote justice. If you see, I've read some of the portion of the Quran. It will tell you about justice. Justice. Even the Sharia law, it promotes justice in the eyes, the lens of that Sharia Islamic practice. Justice. So if we are not talking about justice, and you are saying some people should commit sin in your own judgment, sin, a sinful act, and perish in it, but the proceeds from it you want to shop, is that justice? That is injustice now. It means you are no longer promoting the justice.
So to a large extent, on one hand, if we are to look at it from another perspective, what it means at this point is that it's going to encourage the states now to start generating more, to make their states investor friendly, to attract more investors.
People to come and invest. Now, for instance, if you have a brewery company here, there is certainty that people will patronize, people will buy more around here, right? If I want the money, I know that there is huge sum of money in the consumption of alcohol. I will simply go and attract a branch of that brewery or a substitute good to that same brewery. It should come to my state, plant your own here, people work here. I've created job opportunity for people. I have brought development and also boost the economy of some people, because those who will be selling, people will be buying, and those who are buying will resell, and some people will be consuming. While some people will have more money, those who are buying will have more money to enter into other businesses. And that is how you promote the microeconomy of that state. As the microeconomy is spreading positively, people will have more money. The state is actually also growing economically. Job not there, job and not that. People will not have that job and something to do to help themselves. Meanwhile, at the larger run, the state is making money from the people that they can invest in infrastructure and other policies. But you say no, you don't want to produce and you don't want to consume, but people should consume and die in that sin, but the proceed, the good of the consumption and their debt, it should come to you.
All right, tell me.
It's not done like that now. So the tax it has come, and I support it. The elite in the north, I know people from the north, sorry to say, in the north, who are actually celebrating this. Because they are telling you, those who understand, they are telling you that if this is come, it will spur our government to see the reason to invest in productive activities. It will spur their governors to attract industry, like in the south, to their own place, where they will also have those things situated in their own domain. Some of them want this thing to stay. They are happy. But there are certain cabal, certain interests who are, sorry to say, with all respect to them, mentally lazy. And there are some other people who are trying to play politics with this because they have seen the good in it. So they are trying to bring a kind of game that if it succeed, it will be attributed to certain administration. So what will be there for us to campaign with? The people will say, is this what they are doing well? Now let them continue. So we must try to stop whatever program that is beneficial even to the state for the reason of their own personal political interest.
All right, very well.